Hey, this is Tuxedo Mark, and welcome to VLOGTRON, the Voltron vlog. And I'm reviewing episode 7. The Lion Has New Claws. And okay, I hate this episode. I just needed to say that right away. Okay, let me back up and walk you through it. Alright, it starts with a foggy night at the castle. There's some figure rowing up in like a little rowboat to the castle. There's an intruder alert that goes off inside the castle. And 3 of the guys, the fat one stays asleep for most of the episode, but 3 of them show up to confront the intruder, and Pidge, the little nerdy kid, does a karate kick, the slowest karate kick ever, and it's like a jump kick, but it's like so slow, but it makes contact. He knocks the intruder down. The intruder turns out to be the princess's former governess. Yeah, she had like someone that basically raised her and told her what to do and stuff like that. This middle-aged, heavy-set, really annoying woman. I don't even remember if she has a name or not. She is annoying. And apparently she's going to be a recurring character, or maybe a main character. I hope not, but... Okay, first of all, so many questions. She rose up on a foggy night, in the middle of the night, in a rowboat. She rose up to the castle. And somehow she gets in. How'd she get in? And remember, this isn't even the original castle. This is the new castle. Anyway, do they not have security? Anyway, so she immediately starts asserting her authority and telling the Voltron team what to do. Coran's happy to see her. Anyway, Allura takes the blue lion out to try to train inside it. So her idea is she could become the new member of the team, and they can form Voltron again. She panics. She's upset. Oh, yeah, if you hear music and singing, I apologize. My neighbors are having a drunken redneck karaoke party. Nothing I can do about it. But anyway. So the rest of the team have to go out. Keith tells Allura what to do to get her line under control. Meanwhile, the governess is yelling at the team members for allowing this to happen. And then when the princess passes out, and then she wakes up in her bed, she asks what happens. They utterly refuse to allow her to take the line out again. The governess is upset at her. Coran is upset at her. In fact, the governess picks her up, puts her over her knee, and spanks her. She spanks the princess. And all of the males laugh at this. They nod, they smile, they laugh at the princess being spanked. It's like This is so infuriating. And then later on, when the team goes out, the males go out to in 4 of the lines to try to fight the latest Go Beast or Ro Beast that's been said. Yeah, the bad robots are called Ro Beasts. Whatever. Allura wants to go out too so they can form Voltron. Oh, and the governess has gone out to a nearby village to recruit a fine young man to pilot the Blue Lion. She's gone out on foot to walk to the village to check out the men there, to find a suitable male pilot for the Blue Line. And she comes under attack, and I so wish she would be utterly and brutally murdered. But anyway, Allura wants to go. Koran blocks her path with his body, and then puts her in her chair and ties her up with rope. She has a great line. I'm going to read it to you. You speak often of freedom and liberty for my people, but now you're taking mine away from me. Anyway, the mice come and bite the ropes to let her out, and she promises they'll be rewarded for it. She goes and takes the Blue Lion out. When she arrives, the boys are happy to see her, and they're like, all right, it's a princess, let's go. And they form Voltron. Funny how they suddenly are happy that she's out here in the Blue Line when they need her help, when they're about to be defeated. So Allura and the others form Voltron. They beat the Ro Beast, and then they come out, and the governess runs up and is like, she said she was worried about her. Allura said, I was worried about you and about my people. You know, Allura said something in the episode earlier that her job is to protect her people, whether it's from the palace or in the Blue Line if that's what's needed. They didn't see it her way. But anyway, now the governess, even after Allura saves her life, the governess is like, promise me you won't do something like that again. And Allura's like, I'm sorry, that's one promise that I can make. First of all, I wouldn't have said, I'm sorry. I would have said, I'm gonna arrest you and then execute you publicly. But no, that doesn't happen. But seriously, at the minimum, Allura should have fired Koran and the governess. The governess, she was the princess's governess back before. She just shows up at the castle and starts bossing everyone around. And when Allura tries giving royal commands, she said this is a royal command to Koran. Koran would not obey her. At the very least, Allura should have fired them, or thrown them in prison or in a dungeon or whatever. But, you know, she doesn't seem to have anyone at the palace to actually enforce her commands. I mean, Koran seems to be the only one there that supposedly works for her. But as we've seen, he directly disobeys her in this episode. Yes, in the previous episode when Laura went up to a balcony because she wanted to use the laser gun, which, by the way, she was really lucky that one guy happened to be blown away right before she got there. So there was an unmanned laser gun ready for her to use. She shows no concern toward the guy, which apparently is supposed to be a robot. Yeah, sure. But anyway, so there's like no staff at the palace. There's just, the Voltron force and Koran, and now this governess just... Anyway, the governess is like, if your father was still alive, I wonder what he would say. Why don't you just ask him? You can literally go and talk to his ghost. Anyway. Oh, and there's a mention of Sven saying he's still laid up. Sure. So anyway, so now Laura's officially on the team, and the guys, toss her in the air and go, 3 cheers for Princess Laura, hip hip hooray! And she gets no apologies from any of them for anything, for the horrendous way that they all treated her in this episode. They suffer no consequences. And if she's the only one that's alive of the royal family, she is effectively the queen. I don't know why she's still being called a princess, other than it sounds cute. And why does she have a pink pilot uniform? And where did she get it from? Yeah, her uniform is like pink and white. It's like, why? Because she's a girl? I mean, the whole notion of pink for girls, blue for boys was developed after World War II. Relative to human history, it's a fairly recent development. And it was done by the fashion industry. So, stupid. But anyway. Anything else to say about this stupid episode? Probably not. I just want to move on to the next one. So that's it. Thanks for watching.